Let's see what happens. Hey guys, good to see you. Look, we got a whole bunch. We got Life Affairs. We got Jashim in the house. We got Spida. We got Furlong. This is amazing. We got Kevin. We got a couple minutes for everyone else. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. Jashim in the house. We got Spida. We got Furlong. This is amazing. We got Kevin. We got a couple minutes for everyone else. This is good stuff. This is good stuff.
So are we gonna be able to see that stuff in the chat?
We got Kevin. We got a couple minutes for everyone else. This is good stuff. This is good stuff.
So are we gonna be able to see that stuff in the chat?
Are you guys getting? I can hear someone's mic like crazy.
Yeah, I'm getting really bad feedback.
Okay, I can hear someone's mic like crazy.
Yeah, I'm getting really bad feedback.
I just muted mine. So.
Hold on, let me try muting mine.
No, if you mute your mics, I can't hear you. Are we okay now?
But I just muted mine to see if it was my feedback, if mine was giving feedback.
Okay, everything seems okay now.
It was. I don't know what that was. That was good.
Can you guys hear me okay now?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
I was hearing like triplicate.
I was like,
yeah, that was very weird.
You kept saying the same thing like 5 times in a row. I was like, what is going on?
This is quality. This is what happens when you use an HP laptop for
So are we going to be able to see there? So where I see like private chat and comments, that's where they'll be writing stuff, or is that has nothing to do with anything?
Oh no. Well, if you put in a private chat, that's because you're sending a message just to Francis and I.
Okay, so you're the one, you see all the messages and everything, like with the people like on YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah, I just run the stream separate in like another window, and then I can see the chat there.
Oh, so I should have opened it up in another. I'm like, where's everybody? You're talking about all these people are here. I'm like, I don't see nobody here. Got it. All right, so you have it on YouTube and another. What's the name?
Yeah.
You opened it up on YouTube.
Yeah. She's got 2 windows on the go. I've just got the one on the go.
Okay, I just didn't want. You're right. Yeah, I don't care what. Yeah. So
yeah, because you're hosting the event, Brad. I think that's why you can see everybody on StreamYard. Like the comments come up on your end. So.
Chef King Fresh, good to see you. Panay Fitness, good to see you. Laylin, hi, please shout me out. Laylin, I'm happy to shout you out. This is glad to have you. 60-second calisthenics, great to see you. Furlong says we are all learning. That's so true. Game Bros tuned in. I love it. This is, I don't even like, I think we're close. Like we are right here. We've got to be right around 8:30. This is awesome. For those of you who are just getting here, as it says underneath their names, I'm Brad, myBSlife. In the middle, we've got Francis. On the far end there, we got Coach Kev from Purpose Driven. If you're wondering who is who, Coach Kev is the brunette and Francis is the blonde. So if you're trying to separate people by hair color instead of just name, that's another way you can do it. Or names are right up. Okay, I love that Kev's branding. He's got his hat on. He's ready to go.
It's a shameless plug.
No, I know it's not shameless at all. Like, look, I'm gonna try and look. I'm gonna plug right now. And we're gonna get you right across here. Boom. This is it. We'll run this right across the bottom. See, there we go. I'm plugging you, Kev. I got the back. There you go. He's also Kev B on Instagram if you're looking for him. And there's always the lovely Francis Floyd right there. Francis Floyd XO on Insta as well. So if you were just joining us, thank you so much for getting here. And me, it's just myBSlife Brad on Instagram. Pretty simple. I'm a simple guy in more ways than I like to admit sometimes as we go along. Move with Jen. Great to see you. Life Affair. Yeah, thanks. Just pass by. I love it. Just pass by. Say hi. That's a flexing the merch. Furlong pointing out the fact that Kev is flexing his merch. And yes, I'd also like to point out early on that, we're watching from the Philippines. Great to see you. I love it. We've got an international vibe. And Chris is from Australia right here. I'd also like to point out to everyone that Kevin is sitting just a little bit higher than both Francis and I, just to let us know that if anything goes, he's on top. He's on top. That's okay.
He'll hold it together for us.
100%. Okay, so first up, as we get here, if you haven't had a chance, Francis in the middle right there. If you haven't had a chance to check her channel, Francis Floyd, she's on there. Francis, how often do you post?
I post once a week on Wednesdays. I do a Wellness Wednesday video. Okay,
so if you're looking for something content that's considerably different than mine, if you're looking for something, no, really, but this is what brings us all together, and I want to get there because I love this stuff. The fact that Francis, she's a lot of Francis does a lot of self-help, a lot of motivation, which is amazing as you get through there. and she really does open up and let you inside her life. So if you're curious to get to know Frances better, check out her channel, Frances Floyd, or Insta Frances Floyd XO. Get a chance to get to know her. Fantastic, and she gives you all kinds of ways to problem solve and troubleshoot some of the tougher areas that we're all dealing with in day-to-day life. So it's one of those things. So Frances is so good at doing that, and her filming and her editing is so spot on. There's so much I can learn from her. Beside her, we've got Kev on the one end. He's got his merch up top. He's sitting a little taller than we are. As far as I know, Kev's a natural brunette. I'm not going to ask him that question because it could be sensitive. But as far as I know, Kevin is a natural brunette. Kev, when do you typically post your videos?
So I do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But right now I'm in kind of a transition period with that. So
maybe you should elaborate on transitioning. How are you exactly transitioning?
So meaning that I'm trying to figure out if I want to continue the 3 times per week or if I want to bring it down to 2. So me and Jashim are working on something. We collabed and did something. So my goal is to create that into my new intro video for my page. And then once I get that up, I'll be able to reassess where we're going to go from there. Because right now, I don't know if I want to do quantity over quality or quality over quantity. So I'm kind of.
And I think it really is tough because for me, I'm doing the same as you, Kev. I'm doing 3 a week, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and then every second week mixing in like a live with some other creators like yourselves, where we get a chance to get to know each other, just goof around a bit, and get to learn a little bit more. Because I know for me, some of the challenge has been just getting consistent content out there, and for me trying to mix in like the quirky stuff I do, which is different than just trying to stay in shape. So like we're all dealing with this. So like as you talk with transition, like I get it. And I remember both of you just recently, before we get into goofy stuff, you both took a little more time over a week. I remember one time, Frances, you weren't happy with one of your videos coming together, so you actually gave yourself a whole extra week, right?
Yeah, I actually gave myself 2 extra weeks because I really wanted to refilm a few of the clips, and it was like a lot to patch together, and I just finished it and I was like, no, I'm not happy with this. So I feel like quality is definitely a thing. You know, I want to put out content that I'm super proud of now. And so if it takes that extra week, I'm willing to take that extra time, you know?
Yeah. And Kev, you also took a little time to yourself as well there lately. What brought that on for you?
Because I was getting to the point, and I always told myself if I get to this point that I'm going to take a step back. I was getting to the point where not that I was running out of ideas, but I was starting to just make videos just because I said I was going to do on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I wasn't putting the effort that I did before I reached 1K. So I started myself going down a slippery slope. So I was like, before I even get going down this way, I'm going to stop, reassess the situation, and then start back up, because I felt like I was starting to get a little repetitive with what I was trying to do. And I wanted to boil down and find my niche a little bit more and just kind of figure out like what I want this channel to really, really be about, my channel to be about.
Oh boy, Brad, are we losing you?
I don't know if
Okay, right there, everyone's buffering. I'm hoping it's everyone. Like, I'm hoping it's just me.
No.
I caught most of what Kev just said. Are we still good?
I'm good. I'm clear.
I can hear you. I can hear you now.
I see Frances too, clear. Yeah.
Yes.
No. Don't lose me. Don't lose me.
No,
I'm here.
It looks like the movie. You know the movies where it's like fading. You're fading to black. You're like going.
Okay, like good.
Too. Everybody.
He's pixelated.
What's up to me in the chat? Shout out to
Am
everybody.
I still pixelated?
No, you're good now. You're good now.
You're good now. Yeah. Nah, here you go.
Oh boy, he's gone.
I it was gonna happen too.
Hey everyone.
He's gonna turn it to our show. He said I was gonna have. But shout out to everybody in the chat. I see Jashim, Ciel Furlong, Jen.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Everybody, and I see some people who are saying what's up to me. I don't even know who they are, but I guess they know me.
I don't know.
There we go. Now he's back.
We're about to go.
This is where someone's going to get after the fact. Why don't you pay your internet bill? And I'm sure like, it's a really good question. It's a really good question. Why don't I pay my internet bill? Because as you know what it's like in Canada, they don't ever really shut you down for anything. So I just figured I'd be okay with it. But we'll see. Like everyone's like, Brad's gone.
Yes.
And you immediately get like sweaty and panic. You're like, how did this all fall apart so quickly? I don't know.
You were like, I hope you're like, I need you buffer him. I'm like, I'm clear as day. I'm seeing myself and I'm clear. I can see
Yeah.
It's funny for real. It's funny because before we went live, I said to everybody, like, I'm not a big cursor, and here I am fighting it. All right, first question. Let's get going. Let's find out. Okay, either one of you, did you grow up beside any really strange neighbors? Any strange neighbors? So I thought, good chance to get to know each other. For me, okay, I grew up, one of my first jobs was delivering newspapers when I was like 10 or 11 years old. So I'd go around door to door. Well, we'd have to collect payment every couple weeks. Well, the one guy I always had to get the money from, he would only ever answer his door in his underwear. Nothing more awkward when you're an 11-year-old boy and there's a full-grown man wearing tidy whities coming to his door and you need to ask him for like $13.50 or whatever. So that was my strange neighbor experience. And I will never forget Mr. Jenkins as long as I live. And I know way more about Mr. Jenkins than I should, but that is not cool. Did either one of you ever have a strange neighbor when you grew up?
Yes. I had the same neighbor pretty much the whole time I was growing up. And I never said a word to them. I don't think any of my family ever said a word to them. No, never spoke to them. They had the house, like the type of house where you look in and it's always dark. There's always shades down. Like you can't even see like what. I don't know if people are even living inside of that house. They had a lot of cats, and it was just so strange because even if they were barbecuing in the backyard, we would never say nothing to them. It was one of those families with like the parents were older, but the kids were still living with them. So the parents were like in their like 70s, 80s, when the kids were like 30, 40 or whatever, and still living with them, taking care of them. So we would see them walk around the neighborhood and stuff like that. But as long as I was there, I don't know their names. We never spoke. I don't even know if they might be robots. I don't know what they are. I don't know if they're real human beings, but that's my story for the next door neighbor.
So you grew up in a tight-knit community, clearly, because you never knew their name.
Definitely, right? Yeah.
Francis, what about you?
Oh gosh, growing up, so we lived in a condo for a period when I was younger, and we had a lady that lived next door, 2 doors down, and she was a Karen, and her name was actually Karen. No offense to any Karens watching this, but she was always just like very like, you know, like rubbernecking. She's like, did you see what the neighbor did the other day? You know, you'd come out of your house and she's like popping out of a bush, and you're just like, where did you come from? She's just like, you know, did you know that the mailman didn't come yesterday, or, you know, have you talked to this person, or, you know, Doug from 4 doors down is getting a divorce. Like she just knew everything about everybody all the time. And she was very involved in all of our lives. So I think that's my crazy neighbor story.
Yeah, and I think we all have them to a certain degree. Like it's just you grow up with weird things, and those are people that aren't.
Oh boy, are we losing him again?
Yeah, it looked like he paused. He stuttered. Brad's Wi-Fi. Brad, we need to start a GoFundMe for Brad's Wi-Fi.
Yeah, let's get him a MacBook.
Yeah, we gotta start. Cause I know in these lives you can donate money. So everybody in the chat right now, we gotta donate money towards Brad's Wi-Fi bill.
Yes, let's help Brad pay for his Wi-Fi.
Get him off a Spectrum or whatever he has, and get him the Fios. One of those things. I know it costs a lot more, but they're more reliable. Unless Brad probably lives in the country around mad trees or something.
You're right. It's funny. It's this is one of those things that this could be the end of me. We'll see what happens. And I really don't have either one of your lush head of hair, so like I can't afford all this. Jen, Move with Jen says, "What's happening, Otto? Brad making look like we have bad internet in Canada." This isn't just me. This is just who knows what's going on. Who knows? Like, I have no idea what's going on right now, but this is what we're dealing. So at any point, if it just shuts down, I have so much faith in Francis and Coach Kev that they were just going to carry this thing, and they were going to carry me right through. I don't know what to tell you. This is
we got your back, Brad. Don't worry.
Thank you, because as it is, like I clearly don't have my own. I'm struggling, and that's okay. Okay, so we talk about strange neighbors. What about strange people? Is there anything that your own family ever did that embarrassed you? So one thing that was embarrassing for me is we would go out. When I was little, we always went to church as a family. So after church, we'd usually go to like a restaurant. We'd usually go to Swiss Chalet and get chicken after lunch. So this is what we did when I was little as a kid. But what the worst part was is as we would leave the restaurant, my mother or if my grandmother was there would pick up any of the rolls on any other tables that were left behind, put them in napkins, and bring them home in their purse. And so this is what I dealt with, is my family collecting bread products. And my mom is an amazing cook, collecting bread products from all over the restaurant. Bring them home. And so I found this a little embarrassing. Was this ever an issue for either one of you guys?
I can actually piggyback off that story, Brad, because my grandpa used to take butter packets and like Splenda, like if they had the coffee, like little coffee creamers and stuff like that on the table, he would like pour those into my grandma's purse and take those. And I was like, okay. But he really liked Splenda, and he liked those little like preset packets. So he would just take all that stuff when we go out.
Kev said he still does that. That's stupid. I don't have. Yeah, right. I used to. I never did that. Well, my family never did that. But so my parents are Jamaican. So my dad has a deep accent. So the most embarrassing thing he does is like when like my friends were ever over, and he's a loud, like he just shouts. He loves to shout. So say he's calling my name, he'll just call my name like Kevin, like just loud and obnoxious. And then my friends would just next day at school, they're making fun. They're all screaming my name like that. Like it's just it's hilarious. He doesn't even know he's doing it, but my friends love my dad because they get a ball out of it every time he says something.
I think I love your Jamaican dad because my dad is clearly the anti-Jamaican dad. Because my friends in high school all compared my dad to Ned Flanders from The Simpsons. My dad's like 6'2", mustache, like pseudo perm hair. He's in great shape. He grew up on a farm. I still wouldn't want to fight my dad to this day. So if you've seen the episode of Simpsons where Ned tears his shirt off and he's all ripped, that's my dad. Not so much anymore, but Dad, if you ever watch this, he's never going to see this. But my dad's still in great shape. But I'm just saying, so that's my dad. Francis, does your dad look like Ned Flanders or a large Jamaican man?
No, my dad is a very tiny guy. He's short and he's, I don't know, super skinny. And he couldn't harm a fly. So
that's funny. That's funny that you say that because my dad is shorter than me too and skinnier than me, but he always instilled fear. I was always scared of him. I don't know what.
No, but my dad's terrifying. Don't get me wrong. For a little man, he's Italian.
Yeah, same thing.
Forget it.
So that growing up was just so like terrifying. I remember the day that I was like, I stood up to him and I was like, wait, I'm taller than him. I'm stronger than him. Why am I allowing him to still beat me and push me around like this? It don't make no sense. So that was my realization as a kid when I got to that point. I turned into a man finally.
Love it.
Would you? But how about today? If your dad challenged you to a fight today, how would you think you do? Would you do okay?
Yeah, I would watch. My dad would be done. I would watch. If say we do a 10-round bout, I'll take him out in the first minute, probably 30 seconds. If I was playing for real, I'll take my dad out. My dad is not, but he might cheat. I don't know if he's gonna cheat or do anything like that. But if we're just doing normal fighting, I'm too strong for it, and he knows it. He can tell because sometimes I walk around and I just bump him on purpose, give him a little nice bump to let him know how strong I am, and I can tell he's like, yeah, those times is over. We ain't doing that no more.
I love it. I love the fact that now, because the power is clearly shifting your relationship with your father. I love the fact that every chance you get to remind him that you are stronger, you will do that.
Gotta do it. For all the times he was over me, I gotta start showing him who's boss now. Like, your son's all grown up now.
I love it. For those of you who are just joining us, that is Kev from Purpose Driven on the far end, Francis Floyd in the middle. I'm Brad on the other end. If you're having trouble telling us all apart, Brad is wearing red. Kev is the brunette on the far end, wearing his own merchandise up top, and Francis has the most lush head of hair of the three of us. So that's just another way that you can differentiate us all. I love the fact that everyone else here is commenting on the fact that their mothers are actually scarier than their fathers. Jess Kaplan, my mom is much scarier than my dad. Dad was always a softie. Kevin, we've heard some of his stories. My mom is the scariest person I know. Wow. I love it. I suppose one of the stories, I don't know, I don't think this is a bad story to tell. So my mom, at one point, she was giving me a spanking. So my parents they were always quick to spankings, like wooden spoon, belt, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so one time my mom was giving me a spanking, and I started to laugh midway through. And she just comes and said, wait till your father gets home. I have never received a whooping like that whooping I received ever for laughing at my mom. So that was Bad life choice. Bad life choice by me. Move Jen says she agrees her mom is terrifying when she wants to be.
Wow.
So we've all got these stories. Okay, I want to ask you both a question about your own channels. Let's see how well you know your own channel.
Okay.
Okay, Francis, my question to you is, what was the title of your first ever video you put out?
Oh gosh. Better way to start the hay. That's my tagline when I say hello to people.
The one that I saw in there was nothing beautiful comes without pain.
Oh, you know what? I changed it. It was originally better way to start the hay, and then I forgot that I changed it. Look, you know more than me.
No, not about that. Okay. Kev, what was your first video title?
I have no clue.
And just know, Kev, it had over 1,000 views. It was massive.
Was it the Coach Kev vlog? Find Your Purpose?
No.
I don't know. What is? Oh, okay. I got
Angelica Somerville High School Junior.
Angelica Training. Angelica Borgia.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Okay, this one's for you first, Kev. And I've taken these out of your videos, Kev. When you taught us, you've only ever taught us one recipe in your videos. What recipe did you teach us?
Fried dumplings.
And
saltfish.
Yes. Okay. Point for Kev. He's pulling ahead of you here, Francis.
Oh my God.
Okay. You did a video on the 5 love languages. What are they?
Okay. Acts of service, quality time, physical touch, words of affirmation, and gift giving.
Okay. See, this is good. I'm
on the nose. I'm on the nose on that one.
You nailed that one. Okay. That might have been a soft question for him. I'm not sure. Kev, question for you. Do you remember when you officially started your channel?
Wow. So when that Angelica Borgia,
I'm just going by your about in your YouTube section.
Year. Just what you want the year? Is it just the year, right? Does it show?
If you can give me year and month, I'll take year and month. If not, just the year.
Okay, so I'm gonna just throw. Man, it was before Obama, so it had to be before 2008. The girls. So I would say, September 2005.
Okay, September 2007.
Whoa, 2007 is when I started. That's crazy.
Really well done. You're like the Godfather here. You are bringing it.
Godfather.
Francis, do you remember when you started yours?
I think it was April. I don't know the exact day. Am I right?
It was in May. That's okay. No,
okay.
It's okay.
May
according to YouTube, it was in May.
May 17th.
According to YouTube, it was May 13th, 2020.
Okay.
So both of you guys, like, really, really well done. Like, I was just curious to see what you guys knew. Like, as you look at your own channel, because it had me reflect. Because, like, Kev, you've been doing this for a long time. Like,
well, it's so technically. So when I first started, I was just wanting. I don't even know why I started with, but I was just trying to follow other people who did like basketball drills. I was trying to learn like how to play basketball better. So I would just follow people, and I think I just created one to create one. I don't even, because I never posted anything. I don't know when, because when that Angelica thing came out, that's way after 2007. So I just had a YouTube channel. I knew nothing about YouTube. I just had one. I was like, whatever.
But it looks cool because you're like, you've got the date. Like you're ahead of both of us. Like you've been doing this a long time. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I've got a question for you. Okay. I'm going to ask Francis first. Francis, first question.
Ready.
Would you rather have everyone read your mind or you read everyone else's mind all the time and you hear them like a radio? So I'll say it one more time. Would you rather be able to read everyone else can read your mind all the time, or no matter who you walk by, you hear what's going on in their head all the time like a radio? Which would you prefer?
I'd rather hear everyone else's thoughts like a radio.
Okay. Why?
Well, as you know, I cover mental health and motivation on my channel. So I've been kind of sad sometimes. I don't know if anyone wanted to read my thoughts when I was, going through all that kind of stuff. But I think it'd just be cool to know what people are thinking, know what's on inside their head.
Fair enough. Kev, what about you?
Yeah, I got to read everybody's thoughts. That's
really?
Like there's so many times in life where you're like, man, I wish I knew what they were thinking about. Like, you just want to know what people like, even good or bad. It's just like, know if you're wasting your time or just know if you have opportunities. No, it just gives you a little one up. And it's funny because you could use that in a way where you might know something, but you still will act like you don't know. But it's just good to. I would always love to just know what people are thinking.
I must be the exception. I'd just be like, everyone just read my thoughts. There's so little going. Like I'd be like, look, this is what's going on. There's not that much happening here. Just check in and just go with it as you may. Because I feel like if I heard everyone else's thoughts like a radio, I think that would make me crazy. If ever I'd be like, what? You're having burritos for dinner? Wait a second. You just went shopping? Wait a second. You're going on a vacation? Like my mind, I think my undiagnosed ADD would be so much for me to try and take all this in. It would be next to impossible. I don't know. Like, so for me, that would be the challenge for sure.
Well, I would think I would do it more like how Professor X, you know, how he had to go like this to read, like, so you can control your read. So
turn it on and off.
And I can read it. And then if I'm just walking around listening, that's too much. Because then everybody's thoughts is just in my mind. I don't want that either. That's too much.
No, that's okay.
Mine are enough. I can't do what everybody else is.
Well, first of all, I'm not sure, Kev, you comparing yourself to Professor X is exactly fair. but that could be it. Francis, what's the question you've got for us today?
What is the achievement that you guys are most proud of? Let's start with Brad first.
Oh, gee, achievement I'm most proud of. Okay. I'm gonna break it down because we're like a little YouTube-y community here. My most proud YouTube achievement is when I did 1,000 flights of stairs. It's been like one of my least watched videos, which hurts me a little bit because it took me 5 hours literally to go up and down 12 sets of stairs 1,000 times over and over and over. But on a personal level, I was proud of that because that was harder for me than when I ran a full marathon. A full marathon took me like 3.5 hours. 1,000 flights of stairs took me 5 hours of just going up and down stairs. So that was an achievement I was proud of, even though no one else seems to think it's impressive. For me, I was done. And if anyone ever sees that video, it was like black by the time I finished. There's moonlight, and I like found like a flashlight in the car I had out. Like it was designed. It was so honestly, like it was just a grind. I had like a cold slice of pizza. I never pack well enough for these things. Cold slice pizza. Anyway, so that would be me. Kev, what would it be for you?
It would have to be coming back from a torn Achilles tendon in basketball. That's probably the hardest thing I ever had to do. So doing that, being able to come back from that and be quote unquote as good as I was before is probably the toughest. Like that was the toughest thing I ever had to go through.
Yeah. What about you, Francis?
I think honestly, speaking my YouTube channel, because I wanted to do it for so long and I just kind of hesitated over the years, and finally doing it because the quarantine gave me the chance to really kind of invest in it. And now I'm super proud of it, even if, it's still small. And I really like that I get to, talk to all of you guys and make the connections I've made. So.
Yeah, no, for sure. And for me, like I would have never started this channel if it wasn't for like my entire world being flipped upside down. Like it literally forced me to get in shape, and like I had time now that I haven't had before. No, so yeah, it really is weird how like the world is changing, but it's not necessarily changing for the worse in some ways. It's just it allows us to tap into these creative outlets that otherwise we wouldn't have been able to do. Kev, what's a question on your mind today?
Okay, so I have one. Actually, I have one. All right, so do you want a random one, a funny one?
No, it doesn't matter. This is your choice. You're the boss of yourself. You go for it.
If you could be any type of animal, which one would you be and why?
Ooh, dolphin.
Wow.
I've gotten asked this question before, oddly. I don't know. I just think, I don't know. They're awesome. They're kind of the closest to humans in terms of like, the way that they communicate and connect with each other. So I think that's kind of cool.
For me, I'd go otter because I love the water. And like those, like they're furry. They like to water slide and stuff. They seem easy going off. Yeah, I think I'd go otter. They're kind of playful. They just seem to have a lot of fun with their days.
So for both of you, you wouldn't be scared that the predators are out for you. They're looking for both of you. That's the type they're looking for.
Sharks, yeah.
Like they're coming for you. Any shark, whale, anything you want, they're coming for you. That's not a.
No.
What's your answer to that, Kev?
Yeah, when it's my time, it's my time. That's all there is to it. What about you, Kev?
So I would be. So I'd probably be a lion. king of the jungle type. You know what I mean? Somebody like that. I want other animals to fear me, even though they might get attacked sometimes. I still want to have that feeling of like, you know what I mean? Like I run this. Anytime I come around, everybody knows to get
You're
out.
in charge.
Yeah.
You're calling all the shots.
Yeah. Mufasa out here and stuff.
Yeah. Mufasa or Simba? Which one are you?
Which one was it? Yeah. Well, Mufasa died, right? That's the one that died.
Yeah.
Yes, it had to be Simba because Simba came up and became the
king.
Simba. Yeah,
so you chose the one lion who dies, and you're
right. No, I'm Simba.
Okay. Maybe you want to choose an animal that lives in the movie. Like,
I'll find the love of my life, and then I'll grow into the king.
Oh,
kill my brother? No, I don't know about kill my brother. I wouldn't kill him, but I beat him to a pulp where he knows that you're behind me, and then we create.
Well, yeah, and that doesn't surprise me because if you're willing to beat up your father, you're 100% willing to beat up your brother.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, one question we got a question from All Things Fab. They said, what's your favorite song? Favorite song. So my favorite song right now, I went with right now instead of all time. So the one song that comes on the radio right now that I can't help but sing along to is that Watermelon Sugar High song. It's so addictive. You know, Watermelon Sugar High. Like I can't do it, but I love it. I love it. It's such a good tune. What about you, Kevin? What's the one song that comes on the radio right now that you're like, oh, I gotta sing along to this one?
Well, I'm weird. So I don't. So everything nowadays, like I don't really follow music like I used to. So everything nowadays kind of just like if it catches my tune, it catches it. But like a song, like songs I like is I can give you my all time. Like my all time would be better because I have two songs that are they either 1A, 1B. You can give or take. So it's every time I sing, I gotta sing along with it. It's Biggie, Notorious B.I.G., One More Chance, or
I don't know that one. You have to sing a little bit.
You want me to sing the hook?
Yeah.
Come on, do it.
Biggie, give me one more chance. Give me one more chance. That's it. That's all I get.
I like it.
I love it.
Or DMX Slippin'. So those are my two favorite songs. Those are the songs I can, if I hear it too. I don't care if I listen to it 1,000 times. I still enjoy listening to those songs because I like songs with kind of like meaning behind it, like more meaning than like just the beat and all this other stuff. So.
For sure. Francis, what about you?
All right. So I don't really listen to the radio. I always listen to like my Spotify or I don't know, Pandora. So I guess right now, the artist that I'm loving is Disclosure. They just came out with a new album. So I've been listening to that album on repeat for a while now. And then for my all-time favorite song, Billy Joel, Piano Man.
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah, some of the classics like the remake of Tiny Dancer that they did.
So good.
Yeah, I love that one too. Okay, another question we have this question from Run for Grace. What is your most audacious goal? What is your most audacious goal? Now, this is a hard question, and I looked at this one. I'll go first on this one, just because I still don't know what the answer to is. I think my most audacious goal, and I struggle with the word audacious, to be honest. Like that's.
I don't even know what that. Can you define that? That means like your adventurous goal or your most out.
No, I don't think Francis. This is your more your wheelhouse of breaking down the English language for Kev and I. How would you describe the word audacious? I thought like the craziest, most wild, or like
the most I don't know spellbinding spellbinding goal you have. The biggest most I guess I don't know your end goal, what you want to achieve more than anything else in this world. We'll go with that.
Okay, so for me, I guess my most audacious goal. It's gonna be something probably pretty basic, like maybe at some point to be able to find some abs. Like I work out all the time, but I think the problem is my diet. They say abs are like 90% diet, and the fact is like my diet is not good. Like you saw me crush as many KFC burgers in a parking lot as I could the other week. Like these are things that I deal with constantly. So like my diet is not good. So my most audacious goal would probably be to find a 6-pack abs, but then I need to clean up my diet. I don't know. What about you? What about you, Francis? What would you say your most audacious goal is?
This is going to sound so cliche, but I really just want to be happy in my life. So if I I don't know. I mean, more so than any, other goal that I could achieve. That really is the most important thing to me. But obviously, I would like to get to a point where I have the ability to really help a lot of people. Anyone that's going through some, tough times or struggling. If, I could reach those people and be able to help in some way, that would be amazing.
I love it. Kev?
Probably. So for me, it'd be either becoming an NBA head coach or a Division I college head coach. I'll give you two.
Either one. Either one would be
cool. I think both of those are audacious.
Wait, I'd like to change my audacious goal. I'd like to be able to dunk a basketball, but I've got genetic limitations and I will never get there. But besides that, that is my goal in life.
That's a good goal.
As someone who's played pickup basketball his whole life and I still love to play, I can there's been points where I can just get to the rim, but man, to get the ball over the top, and I got awkwardly big hands, so I can palm the ball easy. So I've got one advantage right there. But man, that is. Can you dunk, Kev?
I used to be able to. I don't train like that, on my legs no more. I know I'm past that time. But when I was in the height of playing, working out and all that stuff, I would dunk pretty easily, actually.
Can you still touch the mesh?
I can grab rim.
Oh, well, I don't know. I didn't want to put you on the spot.
If I have to get ready to. I gotta warm up to dunk now. So you have to give me time to warm up the legs and do all that stuff too.
By time, you mean minutes, months, or years?
Years.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay. Months, weeks to months. Something.
Somebody says, audacious is the eagerness to make bold decisions and risks. There it is. Thank you. I love when the community jumps in and helps us out. Thank you so much. We all needed that. We all needed that for sure. Another one we got was this. Running for my best life. What is your favorite video you made and why? Francis, what would you say is your favorite video you've made and why?
Probably my protectors video, because that was the video I made and I was like, okay, I think I can do this. You have that video where you put it out there and you're really proud of it. That was the first time I was really proud of a video. So.
No, I like it. Kev, what about yourself?
So I would say the first vlog I ever did, but technically I didn't record and edit that video. My friend did that for me. So technically my favorite video that I actually did would probably be the 1000, the 1K video, because I worked on my acting skills, trying to get my acting skills right. And I got a lot. It's funny. There was a lot of people that said my acting was awful. Your friends will be honest with you. And my friends are yeah, that's not it. That ain't it. But I know it's not that good in the beginning. I'm working on it, but I wanted to put it out there and showcase that the next time you see me in an acting situation, you're gonna be whoa, he got better. He worked out.
It's funny because people can be, as you know, tough on YouTube for sure. Good to see you, Kels Acosta. I had a chance to welcome you in. Welcome. Good to see you, Matt Rance with Rogers. Good to see you, my friend. Panay Fitness. Good to see you too. Just in case I miss, I'm trying to say hi to everyone as we go through here. My video I'm most proud of. I don't know, to be honest. I look at a lot of my videos and I think they're a bit of a disaster. So I look at them, I think what was I thinking trying to eat 1,000 grains of rice? And I feel like my teeth are breaking off. So I don't know what video I'm most proud of. Honestly, I don't know. It probably would have to go back to maybe doing the 1,001 burpees. 1,001 burpees was just it was.
That was a crazy video.
It was
a great video.
I was beat at the end. I was so sore, but I felt and because I started this whole channel doing burpees, I thought I have to finish the week at doing 1,000 burpees. But the problem, when I mapped my week out, I didn't recognize the fact that I was going to do 1,000 things a day every day leading up to it. So by the end of the week, my body was shot. I swam a kilometer. I did 1,000 flights of stairs. I pushed a car 1,000 meters. I did all these ridiculous. And the day before, and I drove 1,000 kilometers there and back just because I could. I did all these ridiculous things, not realizing the compound effect on just mentally and physically. And as you guys know, staying on top of comments and questions and replying to everyone, it's some of those days were 16, 17-hour days for me because you're rendering, uploading, getting everything on, replying to questions, comments, and then filming again the very next day. There's such a tight window. So for me, maybe just making it through that week. Maybe that would be the one for me. Just that week in general. And I'm in no rush to do that week again, but we'll see what happens. Okay. We had another question I had. We had so many questions. Oh, this was one I got from Canoeing the Edge of the World. Would you say, how do you feel about men who wear mesh shirts? How do you feel about men who wear mesh shirts? Kev, I'm going to start with you.
So don't mind my ignorance, but like what is like a mesh shirt? Like what type is that?
I think it's literally a shirt like have you like women wear fishnet stockings?
Is it the one with the holes in it like that? So
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
So it's funny because in like back in the day, my dad, like Jamaica, they used to have those types of shirts like that. But now if he wore that, I would laugh at him. Like so that's out of the question now. So my first, I mean, if I see a man in the, I don't know, I'm questioning everything about his life. Everything about it.
Okay, so if you got offered a job at a Div 1 school as a coach, but you had to wear a mesh shirt for the entire season.
A mesh shirt?
But you're coaching Div 1.
I might not coach.
This was your lifelong dream. And you're
right. People are going to look at me and they're going to be like, I would have to suck it up because they're going to laugh the first couple months. But then after they keep seeing me, it's going to be over. I'll make fun of myself too, so they can't even make fun of them. It'll be over. So I'm still coaching. I'll figure out a way to make it work.
Yeah, right there. I agree with Spida. You're going to take that. You are going to take that job for sure. And you're just going to be like, yeah, exactly. You wear that shirt and you make it trend. I love that.
We're going to come out with gear. Coach Kev mesh shirt, and then everybody's going to be wearing it.
You got it. Francis, what do you think about men who wear mesh shirts?
I say to each his own, but working in fashion, I would not recommend that to a customer. If they were asking me, should I wear this? I would probably say, no, there's probably other options out there. But I mean, whatever floats your boat. That's what you're about. Go for it.
So to each your own. Yeah, for me, I don't own any mesh shirts personally. In fact, I don't really have a lot of mesh. So I think that's where I stand. That was another one. Okay, a question that I have for you both, and I'm hoping for the people in the community who are checked in with us right now. My question and don't answer this out loud while you think about it. Do you prefer beer, wine, or liquor as your alcohol of choice? But don't answer aloud. Is anyone in the community who's on the side, put in if you think for me, would I choose beer, wine, or liquor? Would Francis choose beer, wine, or liquor? Liquor meaning like whiskey, rye, gin, scotch, vodka, tequila, or for Kev, whichever one he would pick. So you guys think about your choice would be. Anyone in the community, if you've got an answer, you think which one of us we would pick, I'd love to know what your thoughts are ahead of time. Maybe you think I'm a wine guy. Maybe I'm a Merlot, a red or white. Maybe you think I'm gonna go your classic Canadian beer, right? Because all Canadians drink beer. Or am I a whiskey or rum guy? Maybe. And you look at Francis. Is Francis gonna be a hard liquor drinker? Is she gonna be someone who sits back, or is she gonna be someone who prefers wine, or maybe those drinks you get on the beach in the Caribbean? Those are often delicious. Or maybe Francis is a beer. Kevin's saying rum. Kevin,
I'm loving this comment section right now. It's great.
I love it. Brad's getting beer. Francis wine. Kevin with wine. I'll try and highlight some of these. And so we're also looking at Kevin Purpose Driven right there. What would be his drink of choice as he goes through? Running for my best life. Francis is going wine. A lot of people. Francis is going wine. Kevin is going rum. Maybe you gave a reveal with the Jamaican, but we'll see. Running for my best life. Kev is going beer. Brad's a mixture of both. Beer's Brad, Francis, liquor, Kev. Okay, we've had Kels. I love getting some feedback here. Kels, Francis, beer for me. Francis for liquor. Kev is beer as well. Francis, we're gonna start with you. If you were gonna have a drink, what would be your drink of choice?
Everyone pretty much guessed it right. I like wine. Wine is usually my go-to. So
there it is. So if you said wine, you got a point. Now we're handing out points at home. The person who gets the most points tonight, Kevin is going to mail you that purpose-driven hat he has on. That's not true. Kev, what would be your drink of choice?
So I'm going to surprise you. I would choose wine right now.
White or red?
Oh.
I would choose red wine right now because quote unquote it's supposed to be beneficial to you. So I say that to my head to say that this is good for you drinking it. And but at the end of the day, because I'm not a big drinker like that, but if I'm at home just relaxing, I rarely just gonna drink liquor or something with beer like that. I don't really drink beer like that because I feel bloated after I drink beer. I feel fat and just sloppy and nasty, so I don't like beer. And then liquor is just if you want to turn Coach Kev into Kev of the night, then we go with liquor. That's when something. That's what I know.
Kev of the night. I love it.
The liquor's coming out. So that's a special occasion.
Okay, so what happens when you become Kev of the night? Like, I'd like to.
Brad, the better question is what doesn't happen. That's the better question. What doesn't happen?
I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. For those of you guests, a lot of you guys, I'm an equal opportunist. I'm gonna typically go like whiskey. I like liquor because, like Kev, sometimes if I drink too much beer, I feel lousy. Maybe that's an un-Canadian answer, but also true. Like if you have beer in the States versus beer in Canada, like beer in the States is not even real beer. Sometimes it's kind of like glorified apple juice or water. So like, and I know some of you Americans are gonna feel slighted at this, but really, like your beer is not like our beer. Our beer, like Canadian beer, very different than American beer. I don't mind wine if there's like a special occasion, like I don't know, you're out of everything else. But otherwise, no. For me, I'm typically gonna go for I'm gonna go liquor. And although with that being said, I love those fruity drinks they make with like the pineapple juices and the crushed ice and stuff like those on a hot day. Like I am weak to those. I don't think I turn like Kev there. I don't become like Brad of the night. I don't really know what that means, but I think if I've been drinking or not drinking, it's kind of the same person. What you get, just some of my decisions aren't quite as sharp if I've had some alcohol. So life choices aren't what they always are. Okay, next question for everybody out there. Neapolitan ice cream. We're going to cut this thing. So Neapolitan ice cream, for those of you who don't know, it is strawberry, it is vanilla, and it is chocolate. So if you had to pick which flavor would each one of us choose, I want you to put down in the comments on the side which flavor you think. Brad, that is me. Would I choose vanilla, strawberry, chocolate as the only flavor I can have? Francis, would she choose vanilla, strawberry, or chocolate? And Kev can only choose vanilla, strawberry, chocolate. Which one of those would he pick? And just so you guys know, we do not know each other's answer ahead of time at all. Mr. and Mrs. Annabello, good to see you. If you've got an answer, which flavor you think each one of us would go for, let us know. Now, I'm a big ice cream fan. I've often said before, it's one of my guilty pleasures. Where do you two stack up on like ice creams or frozen treats in general?
Go ahead, Francis. Go ahead.
Ice cream is my only dessert thing that I love. And when I was pregnant with my daughter, it was my craving. So I ate ice cream like constantly when I was pregnant with her. I needed it like every day. It was crazy.
And I love how you didn't reveal your flavor. I love that.
Nope.
Kev, what about yourself? What would you say your favorite flavor is?
So, you want me to give you my favorite flavor too?
What would you say your favorite flavor is, Kev?
Okay.
Are we dying here? Is my Wi-Fi shutting down on me again?
Yeah, you're frozen right now. You're just back. A little pixely. Okay, hold on.
Oh, Kev, what would you say your favorite flavor is? No, don't say it's all flavor, but what would you say? Like, are you an ice cream guy?
Oh yeah. So I used to I wasn't big on ice cream, but I mean I used to have it like here and there. But when I found out I'm lactose intolerant, ice cream had to go. It was like so I'm not a big ice cream like guy. I don't like cold stuff like that. Like I'll have a yogurt here and there, but I'm not really big on like ice. It's just too sweet for me.
So when you say lactose intolerant, does it do bad things to you if you have it?
Man, so I didn't even know how bad it was, like my lactose or whatever. I don't even know what you call it, my lactosism or whatever you want to call it. But I had, before I went to go play basketball this one day, I just smartly, I was like, let me drink a glass of milk. I just want a glass of milk. Man, I was on that court for 5 minutes and I was like, man, I got to go home. It is over. My stomach just dropped and I was like, yeah, this ain't good. I got to be going through something. I was like, I'm lactose. That's when I figured out that, yeah, I can't take. No.
Running for my best life. Canada's beer must be better than its Wi-Fi.
Yo.
Yes, though.
Yo, that is hilarious.
So true. So true. So far, comment of the night is going to running for my best life.
Hilarious. Oh, man.
It is what it is. I can't. I don't know if maybe it's windy today. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's also because today, for those of you who don't know, tonight's the NHL hockey draft. So like all the teams are drafting their players. So everyone's streaming everywhere in all of Canada to see who's being drafted to the NHL. So this is a big deal. So maybe I should have avoided this night. Who knows? Okay, Francis, those three flavors, which one would you go for in the end?
Vanilla, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Straight vanilla.
Well, I
Kev?
really prefer cookies and cream, but that wasn't on the list.
No,
so.
we're not going for any razzle dazzle flavors. Kev, if you're going to accept the fact you're making a quick trip to the John, you're going to make a quick trip to the crapper, and you know whatever's going in is coming out of you as quick as it's coming in. What flavor are you going for, my friend?
Straight vanilla.
Wow. Same thing, straight vanilla. For me, it's all strawberry. It is all strawberry. I love it. I love the sweetness. It reminds me of summertime. There's so many good things about strawberry ice cream. Right.
Chocolate ice cream is low key like nasty. It doesn't taste good.
Yeah, no, agreed.
I'm not a chocolate ice cream guy myself. Okay, I had a question from Furlong asked a bunch. Okay, here we go. He asked this question. If you could write a note to your younger self in 3 words, what would you say?
Oh man.
Okay, mine would be to my younger self: invest in Apple. Done.
Hilarious.
Done. And then that would change. I would not be using an HP laptop from 2013. I would also not like my life would be different. So invest in Apple. Those 3 words to my younger self. Kevin, what about yourself? What would you go for? 3 words of advice.
What would I tell my younger self?
See, when you pause like that, people blame my Wi-Fi. So
Kev, I could take it if you want to think a little more.
I'm trying to think. I don't know what I would tell her. Go ahead, Francis. Go ahead. I have one when you're done.
All right. Mine would just be chase your dreams.
I like it. It's straight to the point.
Yeah.
I like it. Kev?
I got it. Okay, so I guess it would be some sort of live your life motto. So just to live in the moment. So live your life.
I love that.
So I'm the only one who selfishly made sure they were set financially. You two, and this is the difference between all of us, as we know, because both Kev on the one end, Francis in the middle, they both run motivational coaching type channels. Me, I'm just trying to survive till tomorrow. I'm trying to work out so I can still play catch with my daughter in a few years. I'm trying to work out so I don't need to get one of those buggies they use at Walmart. This is what I'm working for, and I invest in Apple. You guys are like, no, everyone should feel good. Everyone be part of the team. I love it.
Because I don't want to be the type to be like I know you have regrets, but I don't want to say I have regrets. I would live the same life, but I want to live in the moment more. I just tell myself live in each moment and just take advantage of each moment.
Okay, 2 things I'd like to point out. I agree with Kevin. I want to live my exact same life, but I want to live my exact same life having invested in Apple 20 years ago. That's where I'm going. Spida says there's internet outages everywhere. Lots of streams are lagging. Don't blame Brad.
Yay!
Defense lawyer.
I would like this on the record. I would like this on the record for sure. I don't know. I have never met Spida personally. I'm not related to Spida as far as I know. So that is thank you, Spida, for coming to my.
Spida is actually my friend from home. His name is Maddie. You can go with Maddie. Yeah.
So Maddie, honestly, I don't know if I'll ever meet you, but if I ever do, I will share my strawberry ice cream with you because that is mama. I love how you had my back and making me feel a little bit better. Okay, we had another. I've got a question that it wasn't from someone else. It was this: do you normally hit the snooze button? Do you sleep in, or do you just get up straight away when the alarm goes off? Francis, over to you.
Oh God, snooze 100 times.
Really? Okay. Kev, what about you?
I'm up. I'm like my dad was the same way. He just got up. I just naturally just get up.
I'm the same. Okay, another rapid fire question. What's your go-to late night snack, Kevin? Go-to late night snack?
One of those mini granola bars, some type of granola bar, one of those.
Okay, what about yourself, Francis?
I'm the same, actually. I like the Nature Valley bars. Late at night, I feel like that's so good. It's so good for some reason. Yeah, it does. It's enough. It's just enough.
I usually put an English muffin in the toaster oven with butter and jam. I don't know. Maybe you're not supposed to carb load after 11. I don't know. Oh man, another rapid fire one. Who is your first celebrity crush? Who is your first celebrity crush? We'll go with you, Kev.
First celebrity crush. Probably Probably.
Oh no, are we
Halle
struggling here? We're so struggling.
Halle Berry. That was my first ever when I was just growing up. I was like, yeah, she's beautiful. She definitely is.
That's your first?
Yeah, is that bad? Isn't Halle Berry actually?
Are we falling? Are we back? Am I okay?
You're okay.
I never know.
I could hear you.
Yeah. We can Is Halle Berry a bad choice? Tell me in the comments.
No, Kev. Halle Berry is goals.
She's not attractive.
He's great.
It's not me, it's you. That's what they're all saying.
Okay, now you might be gone.
It's not you, it's me, and I think that's so true. Okay. Halle Berry is not my first crush. I think she's my present crush.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
No. I was asking you your first crush, but what you gave was my first crush. Because I tell you, did you see that picture of her on Instagram lately?
Yeah, she looks exactly this. It's crazy. They don't age. I don't know how.
You see her six-pack?
I don't know how they do it. Actually, I do know how they do it. They have money, a lot of money.
and nutritionists. They're not eating English muffins at 11:30 at night.
They don't have to worry about a late night snack. They're getting their meals in.
No, not at all. What about you, Francis? First celebrity crush?
Oh God, I'm embarrassed to admit, but Jesse McCartney, the one who sang "Beautiful Soul," I felt like he sang that song to me back then. You know, that was my love at that time in my life when I was 13 or whatever it was. So,
Kirsten Dunst. I love it. Yeah. Anyone else out there? Give us your celebrity crush. I love hearing the celebrity crushes. That's fantastic. Kev, what's your biggest irrational fear?
So that can't happen. Like, this is not
your biggest irrational fear.
So I'm weird. So before I go to sleep, I gotta make sure like the doors are locked and everything. It's something that you're afraid of, but it's likely never gonna happen. Oh, like never gonna happen? So I get nervous. So every time I go like in water, I'm like a shark is gonna get me. That's why I love beaches and stuff like that. But anytime I step into like any type of beach water, anything like that, my thought is like, yo, a shark is just gonna come out, tap me in the leg, and I'm dead. I'm done. I'm like, oh. Chris Bruce Toy says Heidi Klum is his. She's stunner number one. Heidi Klum. Francis, your biggest irrational fear?
I don't know. I don't really have a lot of like irrational fears. I'm trying to think. Let me think. Give me yours and I'll think on mine.
Every time I go up like a steep flight of stairs. Okay. If I go up a set of stairs like in a mall, I'm afraid I'm going to fall forward and knock all my teeth out on the next step. It's never happened, but I'm afraid it's going to happen.
All right. Getting stuck in an elevator. That's probably one of mine. But that could happen. That could happen.
What about you're in a tent and it's blow down? That's it. Yep.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
I agree with both of those. That's very right. I feel like in the elevator, even though it's going up, it's going to stop and then just fall down and just go straight down.
Yep. That's terrifying.
That's what I'm talking about. Francis, what about for you?
Oh, no, that's what I was saying. The elevator, getting stuck in an elevator. I mean, that could happen. The likelihood is very slim. But if I were to get stuck in an elevator, I think that would be terrifying. And if it were to fall, like he's talking about the suspension were to break and I were to crash down, that would be the worst.
You're fine as long as Keanu Reeves is there because I think he saved some people in the movie.
Yes, it's such a good movie.
So, and also just for those of you who know it there, Keanu Reeves, I believe, is part Canadian. So just another Canadian who's saving the world one person at a time. Okay, Francis, hit us with a question of yours.
All right. Where do you guys want to be in 5 years' time?
Who are you asking first?
I'm going to go with Kev on this one.
Okay. Coaching, high level, Division I coach. Or at least a Division I assistant coach. I'm like 5 years. So give me an assistant coach. An assistant coach, D1, it could be boys or girls. It doesn't matter.
For me, 5 years from now, I hope to have a new laptop. That's my goal. And maybe some Wi-Fi that works. So I like to keep my goals attainable because I find otherwise I disappoint myself too much. So I'm hoping for working Wi-Fi and a laptop that's not from 2013. I'm a simple guy. Francis, what about yourself?
I want to continue to grow in my career outside of here too. I work for a clothing store and currently a store manager, but I would love to get to that district manager level. So hopefully I'll be there in 5 years. We'll see.
I like Bobby Crushed is married to Francis with 2 kids. There could be more to that story, but we'll move on. Either way, that's a little congrats.
Thank you.
There it is. Furlong says he thinks I can get. He thinks my goal is attainable, which is great. Nice to know. Chris says, "Is a retired place free from work? Not coach any longer D1 school. At least you get paid." That's my yeah. You pay in the dorm room living. That's true. Kev, you want to be D1, not D3 for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely.
That makes a big difference. Okay, rapid fire question for you both. Would you prefer sandals, flip flops, Crocs, or Birkenstocks? Don't answer out loud. Let other people think. Sandals.
What are
Birkenstocks? They're like
they have the buckle sandals.
Jesus slippers.
Yes.
Exactly.
So, do you prefer sandals, flip flops, Crocs, or Birkenstocks? Chip from Arizona Insider. Chip, it is great to see you, my friend. Work in real estate all over the Arizona region. Great to see you, Chip. If you let me know, what kind of footwear do you think Kevin would wear on a hot summer's day? Would it be a sandal guy, like slides, flip-flops? The Australians call them thongs. North Americans call something different, thongs. Crocs for Kev, or Birkenstocks? And Francis the same, and the same for me. I'm going to take a guess at both of there too. Don't tell me if I'm right or not. Let's all guess for each other. I think Francis would wear Birkenstocks, like the Jesus slippers, like Kevin said. Francis, don't answer yet. Kevin's going to get a chance to answer. I think Kevin would go like your traditional slides. That's my guess for Kev. He'd go slides. Francis would go Birkenstocks. Francis, what do you think would be my choice and Kevin's choice?
I'm going to say slides for Kev too. That was my initial thought. And then for you, I'm going to say Birkenstocks for you too. Okay.
Yeah. Kev, what do you think?
I think Brad. I think you like a good sandal. I think you would like that. I don't know. I just see you just relaxing around, walking around the house, just like relax.
Like a mandal, like a mandal.
Jesus style sandal?
No, like slipper. Sorry, slipper, like a slipper.
Okay, like a slide.
Okay.
Your thong.
Okay. Yeah. And Francis?
The Birkenstocks, whatever.
Okay. So for me, Kev, you were right. I 100% wear flip flops. That's like summertime, and because I love this, I love the sound they make when you walk. I love that. That's my favorite part about them. Francis, what about you? What's your sandal of choice?
Flip flops. I love flip flops.
Oh, I'm shocked.
I do have Birkenstocks too, though. But they're not my go-to. They're not my go-to.
And Kev, what about you?
I'm a basketball player, so I gotta just give me some basketball shorts and some slides, and I'm out of here. Mm-hmm. I can wear that to the mall. I can wear that everywhere. We can go on a date. I went on a date. I don't care.
So is that normal date attire for you? Slides with socks?
I mean, it's not normal, but I'm just saying I could just wear, like, you know what I mean? Like, you got a quick run to the mall. I could just throw on some slides, and I'm like, you're good. Like, nobody will look at you any different. It's just like, he plays basketball. They'll judge like he plays basketball.
Edward Lee from California says, "Hey guys, how are you?" Taste from Jay says, "Shout out to everyone. Thank you guys for dropping by." Okay, another quick. This one. Would you be a bathrobe person, sweats, or would you be bathrobe, sweats, or would you wear? This is for Francis. This one question is just for Francis, not for Kevin. Kevin, I've got one for you right after. So Francis, Kevin? You're gonna have to try and guess this, and so will I. Is Francis, when she goes for a coffee on a Sunday morning, is she a bathrobe person, a sweats person, or does she wear a dress? Does she just put on a dress on a Sunday morning for their coffee? What would be your guess, Kev? Francis, is she in? What do you think?
Bathrobe.
Bathrobe. Okay, I'm going sweats. I think she'd throw on like the hoodie and the track pants. What's gonna be, Francis?
Brad, you're correct. I would be wearing sweats.
Okay. This question is for you, Francis, about Kevin. I'll come to say. So, if Kevin's got a job interview, is he going shirt and tie or is he going full suit? Would Kev go shirt and tie or would he go full suit? Francis, what do you think?
I'm gonna say shirt and tie, real coach style.
Yeah, I think I would go. I think he's gonna throw in a jacket for an interview. I think he's gonna like bring his A game and he's gonna look like like Div 1 coach, they all throw the jackets on. What
Yeah,
would it be
that's
like?
true. Well, sport coat, maybe just a sport coat, not a full suit. Maybe he'd wear
Oh,
a
wait,
sport coat.
not with jeans though. Not with jeans. He's not for a real interview. Kev's classier than that. I think. I don't know. Kev, what would it be?
Shirt and tie.
Shirt and tie.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
haven't worn a suit in. I got put on a suit, like a full-on suit.
But this is. You want to know what it takes to get to Div 1?
Yeah, I mean, that's. But most of the time, it's so lenient now with these interviews. Like they just be like, coming in basketball gear.
Room call. You just have shirt on, like a shirt tie, and your sweats below. Okay. What about this one? If you had to choose which one of these trilogies to be in, or which one of these movie series, would you choose the Avengers, Indiana Jones, or Star Wars? Avengers, Indiana Jones, or Star Wars? Okay, we're all going to answer for each. So I think right now, Frances, she would go with the Avengers, and I think Kev would also go Avengers.
Brad, I'm going to say Indiana Jones for you. And I'm going to say for Kev, probably the Avengers too.
Okay.
I'll go Brad. You're going to be. I'm going to go out on a limb. You're going to be Star Wars, Brad.
Okay.
And then Francis, I'll go Indiana Jones. You just seem like you might like that. You liked him. What's his name? Whatever his name was who started it.
Harrison Ford?
Yeah, Harrison Ford. You like it. You like Harrison Ford.
For me, the correct answer was Indiana Jones.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh yeah. I thought no one was cooler than Indiana Jones. So, Francis, what would it be for you?
Indiana Jones, actually.
Wow.
So, yeah, I love that series. And I love the new one, too. The one with Shia LaBeouf. That was good, too. So.
And Kev, what about you?
Yeah, I got to be Avengers.
You're going Avengers?
Yeah, Avengers.
That's what I thought for sure for you. Honestly, guys, we hit our hour. I like to do an hour because you guys gave your time. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, everyone who came by. Oh, what is it? Edward Lee has a question for Francis before we go. What is your favorite thing about yourself, Francis?
Probably my compassion. I really am a very compassionate person.
There you go. So, Kev, let's get you to answer the same question. What is your favorite thing about yourself?
Understanding. Understandability. That's a word.
No, I think understandability is a word. I think for me it'd probably be patience. I've got a long fuse, man. Like a long.
You're right. You need that fuse he has. He needs to use it on his Wi-Fi.
Yeah, he needs to use the patience.
That long fuse you have, Brad. I hope you can still hear me, Brad. That long fuse you have and that patience, put it towards your Wi-Fi. So your Wi-Fi can have a long fuse as well.
It is what it is. This is why it is the perfect time for us to sign off because we're losing all. Oh, I was going to say to everyone else out there, if you're a small YouTube creator, this coming Friday night, I'm going to have a content creator on here. He's managed 6 different channels. He's monetized 5 of them. And so I'm just going to be shooting a whole bunch of like YT creator questions for him. So if you have some, make sure that you send those through to me. I'm going to put out a thing on Instagram ahead of time. So if any of you here are creators and you want to have questions about your channel, like sub for sub, watch hours, all that kind of stuff, I'm going to be picking his brain about a whole bunch of stuff like that. Like, how often do they reset the watch hours? What happened with the purge when a whole bunch of people lost subscribers a few weeks ago? So he's monetized a bunch of channels. He's managing other channels, including his own. So that's going to be Friday night at 9 o'clock. So if you're a creator, you're going to want to check that out. And I will be in a place with better Wi-Fi so I can make sure that we have a chance to pick his brain and find everything else out about that. Chris Furlong says, what's one piece of YouTube advice from all of us? My piece of advice would be don't quit. I think a lot of people quit YouTube too quick when it gets hard, and it's going to be hard. YouTube's not easy because a lot of time you're putting in hours that no one sees. Like I consider them thankless hours where you're like editing, you're replying to comments, you're trying to you want to make sure everyone feels valued, but it's hard because you don't often receive that same feedback yourself sometimes. So sometimes there's like So that can be a challenge. So for me, my one piece of advice is just don't quit. Keep going with it. Francis, what's one piece of advice from you?
I'd say don't be afraid to fail fearlessly, because you're going to make mistakes in the beginning and you're going to make a video and maybe it just does terrible. But there's always, time to grow. You can always change, what you're doing, or, I don't know, do something different in the future. So don't be afraid to fail, because you'll get it right eventually.
All right, Kev, what about for yourself?
Use YouTube as a means to an end and not the end all be all. So don't think that YouTube, that there's a certain number you have to get to, a certain amount of followers or whatever the case may be. Use YouTube to showcase what it is you want in your life and let your audience gear them towards what you want them to gear towards in your life, instead of thinking that YouTube is everything, that is the end all be all for everything that you're trying to do.
Yeah, like for me, YouTube is just an extension of my personality. Like, I'm a goofy guy and my content shows it. And like I said, I started my channel because I was trying to get in shape. And so it forced me to work out and stay in shape, like by putting out constant feedback, constant content, right? So like I started as a way of holding myself accountable. And then from there just kind of progressed into like, I get to do some of the other goofy, weird things I do in my life, right? It's just one of those things. Francis, what can we expect from you coming up? Because tomorrow is Wednesday and you put out, or do you have something for tomorrow?
Yes, I'm actually doing a collab with Jess K. I don't know if she's still on the stream, but she was in here earlier in the comments down below. But our collab video is coming out tomorrow. So that'll be on my channel at 10 a.m. and on her channel at 5 p.m.
Oh, awesome. So it's going to get onto both channels.
Yeah, we both did we both took footage and we both are putting out a little video from the day. So.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Kev, what can we expect next from you?
I'll be dropping a video tomorrow. So just a little basketball video with some of the boys that I coach. So
are you coaching both a boys and a girls team right now?
So high school, so it's technically supposed to be high school season, but with everything going on, everything is pushed back. So it's just a bunch of kids just practicing and playing right now until we get the go ahead from like the state and everything that we can play indoors and stuff like that. So
do you think you're going to be able to get a season in this year?
I'm not sure, because even with the girls right now, we have a tournament this weekend, but it's in Pennsylvania because Pennsylvania is allowing indoor. So New Jersey still doesn't allow indoor. They're saying that they're going to push it back to like start in January maybe. So we'll see, but that's what they're saying, that they're going to push it back. But right now we're still not allowed to be inside and playing games.
If you take the girls to Pennsylvania, when they come back, are they going to have to quarantine when they come back or not really?
No. So they don't. I don't know if it's a different rule because of the AAU circuit or basketball like that. I don't know if they treat it differently, but no. All they do is the same thing. They just go there, check their temperatures, whatever the case may be, and then when they come back to Jersey, they just right back doing whatever.
No. Yeah, and honestly, like, you guys are both so busy. Like, I want to thank you both so much again for your time. So guys, check out both their videos tomorrow. If you haven't had a chance, Kev from Purpose Driven, he's the brunette on the end. We got Francis Floyd in the middle with the lush head of hair right there. All three of us have got stuff coming out tomorrow. So really, like, don't do anything tomorrow, but log on. And if you watch Kevin's first video, I've said this before about the last Kevin. If you log on and check out Kevin's first video and you don't like it, watch the next 6 or 7 just to make sure. So when you're watching Kevin's stuff, make sure. Just watch a whole bunch of them. Because by the time you've seen 10 or 11 of Kev's videos, you're going to love them. You're going to love them.
Yeah, Kev is super motivational. Make sure you follow Kev. Oh, this side.
Yeah,
Kev.
Yeah. And same thing for Francis. If you're not sure, check him out. Check out a bunch for material. Like, they put a ton of time into it. They love the feedback. They love the support. The thumbs up really does make a difference. Thank you so much for all of you who gave your time. Thank you both for joining me. I'm sorry about the Wi-Fi. Canada, this is what it is. Like, we're near the north. It could be snowing right now. I have no idea. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. It's been a great night. Until next time, stay safe. And thanks so much, guys. We'll see you later.
Thanks for having us, Brad.
Ah.